Today, I'm going to walk you through everything happening with SoFi right now and why this is so significant for investors. We'll explore the latest data, break down the numbers, and uncover the reasons behind SoFi's impressive performance today.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to Daily Stock Update. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell, so you never miss any of our uploads and also enter our giveaway. But before that, alert, this is not a financial advice video. SoFi had a remarkable day, climbing up by 3.69%. To put this into perspective, 42.5 million shares were traded today, which is notably higher than the usual average of 41.04 million shares. This increase in trading volume shows there was a lot of interest in the stock today. But what's particularly fascinating is that there were many significant transactions, those valued over $100,000, happening in what's known as the dark pool. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is a dark pool? Dark pools are private exchanges where large-scale trades occur away from the public eye, often to minimize the market impact. Many times, dark pool trades are associated with short selling, a strategy where investors bet against a stock, hoping its price will decline. Surprisingly, despite the many large transactions, and even more of them being sell orders in the after-hours market, SoFi's stock still managed to go up. Why is that? The answer lies in something called algorithmic trading. Algorithmic trading involves using computer algorithms to automatically buy or sell stocks, often at a rapid pace. By looking at today's trading patterns, we can see evidence that algorithms were actively pushing growth stocks like SoFi higher. The stock price movement resembles what is known as barcoding, a pattern often linked to algorithmic trading. So why was algorithmic trading so strong today? It's connected to the release of the latest Consumer Price Index (CPI) data. The CPI measures inflation, and the report showed a year-over-year increase of 2.5%. Slightly below the expected 2.6%. On a month-over-month basis, inflation was flat, meaning no change. This was just what the market wanted to hear, no surprises. If the inflation number had been lower, we could have seen a larger rate cut from the Federal Reserve. But given today's numbers, the market is now pricing in an 85% chance of a 25 basis point cut at the upcoming Federal Reserve meeting on September 18th. Looking further ahead, there's a strong possibility of a 50 basis point cut at the November meeting. Some analysts even predict that in 2024, we could see a full percentage point cut, which would mean another 25 basis point reduction in December. This positive outlook on interest rates was a major factor that boosted not just SoFi, but also other growth stocks. For example, Lucid, another growth stock, showed similar price action despite the absence of any company-specific news. But that's not the whole story. Short sellers were very active today, trying to counteract this momentum. Short selling involves borrowing shares and selling them in hopes of buying them back later at a lower price. Today, shorts increased their positions by 4.73 million shares, bringing the total to about 193.12 million shares, or 18.45% of the available shares being shorted. The cost to borrow these shares is averaging around 0.74%, with a utilization rate of 47.31%. Interestingly, when I first started looking into today's activity, the shorts had only increased by about 900,000 shares. However, that number quickly jumped to 4.73 million. This spike suggests that many of the large trades seen today were likely short positions. Remember, short sellers sell shares first and aim to buy them back later at a lower price. So the high volume of selling we observed likely involved a lot of shorts. Why does this matter? Because the more aggressive shorts become, the more potential there is for a short squeeze. A short squeeze happens when a stock's price rises sharply, forcing short sellers to buy back their shares to cover their positions, which in turn drives the price up even further. Positive economic indicators expected tomorrow, like the Producer Price Index (PPI) and jobless claims data, could potentially trigger such a squeeze, pushing SoFi's stock price even higher. Despite all this activity, there hasn't been any significant news from SoFi itself today. No new filings with the Securities and Exchange Commission. No major company announcements. However, a new analyst rating did come out. Seaport Global, a firm with a 61% success rate, initiated coverage on SoFi with a hold rating. While this isn't a glowing endorsement, it's also not a negative one, suggesting there are no immediate concerns. On the flip side, there is another analyst named David, who has a 43% success rate and is known for issuing very pessimistic price targets for SoFi. I wouldn't be surprised if he reiterates his low price target of $4 soon, as he often does to disrupt positive momentum. Keep an eye out for that, as it could impact investor sentiment. Now, let's talk about the options market, which can offer additional clues about where investors think the stock might be headed. Today's options activity was relatively low compared to the past week, with about $3.97 million in call options and $910,000 in put options traded. What's notable is that 53% of the options traded today were bullish, indicating a degree of optimism among investors. Looking at the open interest, there is substantial activity around the $7 strike price with 9 in contract, 20,000 at the $7.50 level, and 22,000 at the $8 level. This shows that if SoFi maintains its current upward momentum, there could be resistance at $7.50 or $8. However, this will largely depend on how upcoming market data and overall sentiment play out. Even in yesterday's session, when the stock saw some selling, it managed to recover well, showing signs of resilience. The stochastic oscillator, which measures momentum, is indicating a bullish trend, and the stock appears to be oversold at a reading of 14. Retail investors are also stepping in, which is another positive sign for the stock's future. Final thoughts. So, what does all this mean for SoFi moving forward? While there hasn't been any major news directly from the company, today's trading activity and economic indicators suggest a cautiously optimistic outlook. Friends, that's all we have for you today. What is your opinion about today's video? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.